I was home right now, but definitely take.
Yeah.
Oh, Connor, you can take hangers from me. I've got so many.
No way.
I really do. What?
Are you kidding me right now?
No.
What?
I mean it.
Wow. Oh. Hey, we're heading to the show.
We're heading to the show.
Well, our show's not for another 2 hours plus, but we're headed there.
But we're headed there. So we've got our props. We've got
My
our props.
newspaper.
We've got Connor's newspaper he's gonna read while he's sitting on the toilet.
I thought it was toilet.
No, that's what you're doing with your newspaper.
I always imagined it was the toilet.
Yeah. So your character's walking through the bathroom. I'm in there dusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad is shitting. And you're like, I have to go.
Right. And I'm like, Dad, you don't give a fuck about me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Connor really seriously going, I'm not sitting on the toilet.
Locked in.
We got him.
Okay. Locked in.
Yeah.
I'm always count or locked.
That's right. Count or locked in.
Oh my god.
Get me on stage.
Good.
Any thoughts or feelings you want to say? At this point?
Pumped, feeling those nerves, but
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think we're as ready as we're gonna be, but yeah, like one
I think so
more
too.
Run through the lines, I'm gonna be like, and we're gonna have a perfect show.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things where, like when I was in college, and I'd be like, well, I can't learn anything more than I've learned at this point, so
Yeah.
I guess I'll just kind of read over my notes in vain and then do my best.
Yeah. We this is for the vlog. So we had Jordan Muller who's gonna be helping us out for a sketch, just a couple lines in this one sketch, and during our tech rehearsal found out that he's sick and unable to do the show.
Yeah.
So then we ran into someone else, Josh from Philly, and he's here just hanging out as part of the fest. He's one of the producers, I think, of Philly Sketchfest.
Uh-huh.
How about Josh? How about you do it? We ripped up some of our text script and gave him the pages, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And we never rehearsed it with him.
Yep. He was like, I don't need to, I got it. We were like, okay.
We'll do it. And so that's something going into tonight that's fun.
Yeah, that's a little bit of exciting thing happening.
Some unpredictability.
Only 46. Oh, one thing Dan and I are really obsessed with as people who haven't been to DC is the crosswalks give you so much time.
Like, I saw one for 65 seconds.
Yeah.
Who's walking that slow?
I mean, I guess if you think about it, it's very like accessible. It's very disability friendly.
True.
I also think about it like, if you've got stoplights running for a long time, the least amount of times that you can have a slowdown period and dead time,
Yeah.
overall, over like a long period of time, more cars are gonna get through the intersection.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about that?
That's true. All right.
Logical.
Yeah. All right. See you guys there.
See you guys soon.
All right. Check this out. Stay right there.
Okay.
Full party trick. Need anything from downstairs?
Wow, that's amazing. I've never seen anybody do it so good. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at him.
Okay, let me see if I can do it.
Okay.
All right, anybody need anything from downstairs?
Yeah, grab me a beer.
It's not worldly, I can do it.
Oh my god.
I can do it. All right, watch this. Ready? Elevator.
No way.
I love how elevators are like that.
Hello. Do you guys want to go first or second?
Doesn't matter.
And if you're cleaning your glasses, you know we gotta get it on here. We've been obsessed with Dan cleaning his glasses this whole trip. Look at him go.
It's an art, you know. I've been doing this since like the 3rd, 4th grade.
Oh my
I'm really
god.
good at it now.
That technique. Oh, I love that it's like a little slow and then fast. It's very like sensual.
I get the route down with my
Yeah.
fingers, and then I go.
Wow.
Check.
Well, from Todd Couch.
It's looking pretty good.
Alright, put him on. Put him on.
Well, hold on, watch this. I do a full glasses clean, okay? So I get the beds, the nose beds. I get the ears.
Oh my god.
Mine must be so dirty.
Yeah. When's the last time you did that?
How about that clarity?
They look amazing.
Really clean.
Isn't it really good? You should get yourself a koala cloth.
Koala cloth.
And for 15% off, put in code Todd Couch. You should be sponsored.
He folds it up.
I keep that shit folded.
We're next. Hey guys.
Katie.
Guys.
Katie.
Guys. I love the energy you're bringing to the chat.
Katie, welcome to the chat.
Welcome. Papa Squat.
We're home.
Papa Roach.
Hold on, can we all get in here? And I can also be comfy. Aww, the babies.
Look at that.
Oh, look at the babies.
Hello.
Guys, we had a, oh wait, how about this?
I'm sorry. I just need to take this shoe off.
Oh wait, too short.
That works. Oh, look at that.
How about that?
I kind of have to do this, but that's okay.
Is that okay?
Just
Yeah.
maybe tilt it a little left. We
had
did
a show
it.
tonight.
We did it. And guess what? We crushed.
We crushed.
Crushed.
We crushed. Shocker. We crushed. It was so fun.
It was really, really, really fun.
It felt like a best of show, while at the same time doing all new stuff.
Yeah. I actually had that comment from somebody.
Yeah.
Josh from Rails was like, "Oh, that was an all new show. It felt like you guys just brought your best of and put a show together." And it's like, no, we're just all new shows, all first time putting those sketches up.
Yeah.
Everybody that I told somebody that I was like, yeah, no, we hadn't done anything, it was brand new. And they were like, well, but you tested it for a Denver audience. And I was like,
No.
nope, we wrote it
DC's the
for
first.
this, brought it here, and tested it tonight. And they were like, what? But it felt so like tested.
Damn.
I know.
Yeah. Sometimes you can just be so dumb that it feels like you've done something. Like what I often was saying to people, in a way, to almost be like, this sounds silly, but to be like, to make it seem like we were more tested, to make it seem like it wasn't so new, just be like, but like we know how we write, we know how we are, like we've learned how to like write for our style and our
Yeah.
feel and our vibe. Like we just like know how to like write into that, and tonight was like such a good example of that. It's like, yeah, it's all new, but like we know how to write for our strengths, and like
Yeah.
you know, we were dumb and we were silly, we had our improvised stuff, and yeah, we just like strive in that avenue.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, we bring an energy that I think is so us, and maybe hopefully it's new and different for these kinds of festivals. Hopefully it's something that people are like, we're not used to that, and it felt like that's what we did. Yeah, I'm just so happy and
Me
proud
too.
of us for pulling it off in a way that we weren't nervous about it, but we were antsy to put it up.
Yeah, because it's new.
Yeah.
We were surprised about things. We kind of debriefed, and it was like, you know, even things we thought would go well still felt surprising, where it's like we knew the first Nosferatu reveal would do well, and it still surprised me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, just a big applause break, you
Yeah.
know? Just one line into the reveal of Nosferatu, just saying Richard.
Yeah.
And then just a big gap of like, hey, we can't say lines right now because people are digging it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a show, like one of my first shows, where there weren't any moments from like, oh, if only like this happened. Even though like when we have those moments together, I think we like recover really well.
Yeah.
It feels like it went like just as planned, and still people were like, yeah, that felt like loose, and you guys were having fun. And I was like trying to explain our style of like, we like are so comfortable with mistakes because we like find new jokes within them and then are able to get back on track. And then I was like explaining to someone that, and I was like, but we didn't really do that a whole lot tonight, but that's normally what we do. But they were like, no, it still felt very like fresh, and like we were like in on all of the like, jokes you guys were doing, and so it was good.
Something that I told someone tonight was, you know, I was like, you know, there are good things about really big teams in the sense of like you can do a lot of different things with a big team, and I was like, but my favorite thing about a smaller team is the level of trust and intimacy. And I was like, I think every sketch we did tonight and all the time is like, and feedback we got from our duo show in Portland was like, those people trust each other and could do anything to each other, and no one in the audience is worried. Like everybody's like, like everybody's like, and we had ideas. But being like, we could do anything to each other up there, and everyone would be like, they're fine.
Yeah.
They love and trust each other, and we're not worried about them.
Yeah.
And that gives us a certain je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
I think that the best compliment I heard tonight was came from another performer, and they said like, as a performer I can tell when people are having fun on stage.
Yeah.
And you guys look like you're having so much fun on stage.
Oh,
and
that's
like,
my favorite compliment.
Huge. That's
the
huge.
best. I mean, that's what we want to give an audience, right? Like any show is so much more fun when you see the performers having a great time, not feeling like they're lost or like trying to figure something out, or like even like when we are in those moments of like lost or figuring something out, like our improv takes over, and we're just like, cool, we're in a moment of being lost and having to figure something out.
Yeah.
Great, that's actually a strong suit of ours. Like that's a moment where we get to show, like those are some of our best moments in shows. So like those moments end up being even better when we find ourselves in that, and it's so cool. It's so cool. And one thing I keep thinking about is like, we talk to all these people at a festival where they have these scenes, you know, it's like we're at DC where there's like 5 DC teams or more in the festival, and you go to talk to people from Toronto or Seattle or whatever city, and they've got like big representation, and we're like, Denver doesn't have a lot of sketch going on.
No.
You know, there's not a lot, and hopefully it keeps growing, and hopefully we can watch this someday and be like, wow, how funny it was that at this point there wasn't a bunch. But there's some people doing stuff, but not a lot, and I hope it's keeping more. But like, we're this small team from Denver that doesn't have a ton of sketch going on, but we're showing up and we're crushing it at this place, and like we're representing so well.
Yeah.
I'm just like so proud of us, of just going there and bringing it in our way, of just being so fun. And I don't know, so many people just coming up afterwards and just saying such nice things.
Totally.
And it's like, like it's very easy to be like the one team that goes to lots of festivals from a city, and we could just be like a normal sketch team, but I feel like we're not, you know.
I agree.
We show up and we bring it, and that is so cool and special, and lucky to be part of that. So
you're right.
Yeah.
Well said.
It's very cool.
It is cool.
God, people are gonna quote you.
Yeah, Westward Mag. Tony, you watching this?
Post this on westward.com.
Yeah, and you know, on the heels of today finding out that you know, Denver Sketchfest,
Denver Sketch.
Denver Sketchfest just
got named,
Best New Festival.
Best New Festival.
And every little quote from that article I've read is so sweet.
So sweet and so special.
Yeah, I'm having a good
Did Tony
sweet
write
day.
it? I didn't read the article yet.
I don't know, I haven't read the whole thing. I've only seen clips people have sent me online, and they've all been so sweet.
I'm sure Tony played a hand, so Tony, love you.
Thank you, Tony.
And we'll love to chat again soon.
Talk soon, Tony.
Yeah.
Dan eating his little hash.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
And whoever else played a role in that, if it was a staff thing, then thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, what a fun show.
It was really fun.
Yeah, you know, running through it. Let's just do that. You want to run through it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, we opened with,
Nosferatu 1.
Nosferatu 1. Nonsense with the Nosferatu.
Okay.
And
I didn't mean to embarrass
Don't
you.
make me keep eating.
I'm gonna get one more cookie and then I'm done.
yeah, we do that. It is so fun. Like again, from that
The reveal, yeah.
Yeah, just a good audience applause or laughter break.
They applauded.
Oh yeah, we're not letting you do your lines.
It's true.
It was so cool, and just playing that character was so fun.
Being able to do the little intros, like the yellow text subtitles of like, this person has this.
Yeah, Ian Young Sheldon Armitage as how do you get Ben? Richard Orlock.
And the fact that we started with that one is crazy because that one's so funny.
Yeah. And to like hear the laugh of that, of like a joke that we keep forgetting that's in our show.
Yeah.
Because we don't say it, we don't really see it either.
Yeah.
We just show it to an audience.
Yeah,
And like to hear the laugh and be like, okay, cool. That one thing we joked about weeks ago is so funny.
Yeah, we can't practice that in
Yeah.
any way. It's just a moment that
there's
exists in the show.
There's no line delivery. It's just, here's a written joke for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And Katie's dance as Ellen, just like the eyes all fucked up.
It's good.
Oh yeah, you're gonna suck me off, Orlock?
People loved it. People loved Are You Gonna Suck Me Off, Orlock. They love my dance.
You could also tell the
I had
audience.
a guy come up to me and be like, oh,
Control your cookie.
I had a guy come up to me and be like,
Control your cookie, Katie.
I had a guy come up and be like, Ellen to me was just you. So all night I've been convinced your name is Ellen. And I was like, thank you so much.
I love the way that the audience like was laughing at your bits, but all, like the sexual bits, but also we're just like, oh, like same emotion as my character being like, no.
Yeah.
Especially in Nosferatu 2, it goes on so long and people were like, oh, stop sucking on her chest.
Yeah, do you still have your marks on your chest?
Mm-hmm.
Hey audience.
Yeah. That's the thumbnail, I guess.
There.
Right
Yeah,
here.
yeah. We'll get
You had it
clicks.
right here, and you have all night.
What? I've had little marks on my chin.
Oh, I do see them now. I didn't notice them at first.
Little suck marks.
Little suck marks.
There were some people that came up to me and was like, oh, I've never seen the movie, but we got it. And I'm
Oh,
like,
I'm so
perfect.
yeah,
glad.
like, great, thank God. I made my parents were at the show, God bless them. And
They're dead
I was like-
now.
Yeah. I came to the show, died after. But I was like, you guys gotta watch the movie beforehand. And they're like, my dad said this like so many times at the bar afterwards, where he's like, yeah, the movie, it's a lot.
I know.
But I liked it. Good movie, but it's a lot. And
Just the man in him being like, you gotta like the movie.
yeah,
It's-
I know.
Yeah,
It's a Robert
it's
Eggers
cinema, so yeah.
Your mom was so funny with me. At one point, she was like, you know, there are certain shows, at this point, we've seen enough of Connor to be like, we can handle anything. And she was like, but some of our friends, you know, we have to know which friends we can invite. And this was one that I think we can invite most friends to.
Good
And she was like, but she's like, you know, your last show, I don't think everybody could go to it. And I was like, that's why this was your favorite show.
We can invite more people to it.
Yeah, and I was like, my mom feels that way too.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It was really cute.
Yeah, so that was great. and then into team intro and telepathy. Team intro, I
Yeah.
think went great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love just doing that. I love
Yeah.
going out and being like, hey, this is us.
Yeah.
We're Big Ol' Mess.
This isn't a character. This is us.
Yeah.
I tried to, like, in rehearsals, that was one where I felt myself being, like, too scripted.
Yeah.
And then today I was like, be yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
say it, but be normal.
Yeah, learn the scripts that way we can just not do
Yeah.
it, right? Like one
Yeah.
of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was so sweet and nice. Dan not getting the tech cue on his slip and
Yeah.
fall.
People loved it.
I had a whole bit where I was supposed to slip on a banana with the sound cue from our tech, and I was like, great, I'll walk around and I'll let them decide when I fall and just fall on the cue, and the cue never happened, and I was walking around for an uncomfortable amount of time,
But people loved it.
and people were laughing, but then I was like, oh, did I miss it because people were laughing?
Yeah.
And then I just said
I
that.
know.
I said, did
Me
I
too.
miss it?
The thing is, Katie and I were afterwards. We're like, yeah, we both thought maybe we missed it.
Yeah.
Which is such a crazy thing. It means the laughter on something we didn't plan to happen was so big that we thought we might have missed the cue.
Yeah.
How crazy!
It really was, like, genuinely, I was like, if the sound cue happened, I could not hear it.
Yeah.
And I meant that with my whole chest.
Yeah, and I was terrified. I was like, 'cause if the thanks, Connor.
No, I was genuine. I realized as I was laughing, I was like, this sounds fake.
No, it didn't.
But
It didn't.
no, it felt like it sounded that way, but it didn't mean for it to.
Yeah, because like, you know, like this is something we go over in tech rehearsal to be like, cool, all right, like Maddie on tech, she'll play the cue and I'll slip then, and then to realize I was like, I don't want to make Maddie look bad.
I
And then,
know.
like, I was like, did she play it? And I'm like, well, how hard is it to play it?
Maddie, I hope you're not watching.
You did awesome.
Yeah, you crushed it. Yeah,
You
every
did
show
the
has
best
shit like
you
that.
could
I
with
feel.
the life
Yeah.
you were given.
That felt bad. Whatever that was felt bad. We do not stand with Katie on that comment.
But yeah, and then it didn't really matter in the end, because at the end of the day it was also like, Dan, how dumb is this going to be? And I, you know, raised the bar high by being like, this dumb. And then it's like, whatever happens after that,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just the dumb thing that the audience is
And
like,
the cue eventually
okay.
came, and you eventually got to do your little slip and fall.
Yeah.
And it was cute that you were like, was that it? It was great. It worked.
Yeah.
And Cam Wiley, our son, and our
son.
dad.
Our son and our dad.
Our son and our
I
dad.
love that he's both, but he is.
He is. He really is. And he goes, keep it in the show. It's like when we do that again, we gotta write in you just walking around and then not doing
I
it.
love
And
it.
then going, is that it?
Is that it?
No, you're supposed to slip, Dan. Oh, that's right.
He's right. It's really good.
Yeah, that's a good bit.
Yeah.
Dan also told us to say rutabaga.
Oh, Rutabaga.
Can also.
Say it.
Rutabaga.
Good.
I told Dan, next time you see us, we'll do it.
Cam. You told Cam.
What'd I say?
Dan.
I'm right here.
Dan,
Yeah.
next time we do it, we're gonna do rutabaga.
But that is something I love about Cam is he'll give you all the praise, he'll compliment you, but then he'll still be like, okay, but I also saw this comedy show for what it was through
Yep.
its DNA, and here's my recommendation of
You know,
not in a way of you should have done this instead, but I saw what the game you were playing, and I'd love
Dan
to
loves
support
game.
it somehow. I love game.
And he's also someone who does a shit ton of shows and is like,
he knows.
I got you.
Yeah.
I know you'll do this 6 more times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it was game show,
Mm-hmm.
which
Game show felt like it went exactly as it should have been on paper.
Yep.
And I'm so happy for it. But there was a part of me that I'm like, no surprises.
No.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I think every laugh line I was hoping for, I got.
Yep.
There were no surprise laugh
Yep.
lines, which I was not disappointed by. That's not the right word, but
But
oh,
that was something fun in other sketches prior where we were I had several moments of being surprised, and I agree.
Yeah.
Dating show was perfect. We nailed it
Yeah.
as written.
I will
As
say
written.
I will say little surprises, not that weren't expected, but like the laughs. Yeah, what's a surprise if it's not expected?
So true.
Thank you.
That is beautiful.
But like when you dance up before giving your monologues,
I loved it.
like those worked so well.
Yeah.
And those were something that was like a discovery we had
I know.
one of our last rehearsals before coming out here. It worked so well.
It's something that like gets in my head, because I know like you guys were encouraging me like, yeah, just like do these like just like weird dance moves with each little like intro into a monologue. And I'm like, yeah, like, I know I can do that, but like it's almost like a key part is missing, which is like the audience to like get that instant feedback on of like you know,
They
like,
loved
weird
it.
yeah,
dances,
so like that's not something I could like rehearse. And I was like trying to. I was like here. I was standing here listening to the sound, being like, what dances am I gonna do?
Well,
for these
and
pieces?
Dan did so many rehearsals of it by himself.
I know.
I was so
in
nervous.
the
I was
Airbnb.
so nervous.
At one point,
I came out of the
Dan had-
shower. I came out of the shower, and I'm just like, I think I hear Dan talking. I come out of the shower, and I see Dan. Katie's like in another room, and Dan's just full in his costume for the sketch. Like he's in
You gotta
it,
feel
and he's
it.
just like doing the dances by himself and delivering the lines.
Because it's one thing to memorize the lines, but then it's another thing to be able to deliver them so naturally while also like dancing. And then like we like saw a clip of it that DC Sketchfest posted, and I watched it, and I'm like, I should have danced more. I think that's my thought, but I'm always like, it's for some reason. I mean, like we've also talked about this, how like I'm so single-threaded, so like I can't really multitask, and so like delivering lines, like those lines needed to be so second nature to me that I could then just focus on.
But
the physical.
once you know those lines, I think you can be doing backflips. I think you can be doing so much physicality.
Agreed. I've never done one in my life, but I think next time we do this sketch, I will do a backflip.
I think you really could though. Imagine you being like, it seems like everybody forgot the rules of the game show. Front handspring.
Handspring.
Yeah,
Front handspring.
Handspring.
Front
Yeah.
handspring.
But you did give us a little moonwalk, which you never rehearsed.
You
So
gave
I
us
got a
lots of
little
stuff you didn't
surprise.
do at home.
And
There
there
were
was-
in the moment, yeah. Like I need that audience for me to be like, okay, this is what I can unlock.
You did like a big.
Yeah, something that you didn't see. So like, so Josh from Philly Sketchfest was, helping us out with that sketch. He was in that sketch with us, and he was so locked into his character. He was just like stone cold.
He was.
And while I was going through this sketch as you were doing it, I kept breaking and just like laughing at you dance and trying to like lock in. Shout out Maddie Brown, lock in. But,
She will watch this, and I love that that's a guarantee.
she'll watch it to go to sleep. But like, there were so many times like, oh, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I'm not like fully locked into who my character is, and I keep kind of breaking it, which, I love a break. We're all good with breaks.
Yes.
But I'm like, oh, I'm like doing this thing where I'm like laughing and breaking, and then going into like, oh, I'm annoyed by this character.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to do both, but like, so I kept being surprised and just like laughing and having a good time with that sketch, but also being like, no, I gotta play the character who's kind of annoyed with this moment. So
Yeah.
So
I had my surprises.
Good.
But you were just in front of me dancing, and the jacket was perfect.
I love that jacket.
Jacket was perfect.
Yeah. Thank you, Aurelia, for giving me that jacket from
Thank you,
her
Aurelia.
company parties that I guess we're not doing too many parties anymore. She had a lot to give out, so
Shout out Aurelia.
yeah.
Great. Yeah, I think it went perfectly.
Oh.
Macy on the devil mic.
Yeah.
Macy
Yeah, she
crushing
did
it on the
great.
devil mic. Shout out Riot Act. Riot Act, poop dick, burn the school down, baby.
Poop dick.
In the name of Andre Alphys, we drink. We drink. Shout out Riot Act.
Fuck it. Shout out Crazy Monkeys.
Shout out Crazy
Yes.
Monkeys.
Yeah.
Shout out your friends who came, your ex-Crazy Monkey, or your Crazy Monkey for life.
Caroline and James.
Caro and James.
Mhm.
Okay, and then so after that was Nosferatu 2.
Oh, one thing I was gonna tease you about for Nosferatu 1 is when after I do my dance and then I rip my top open, and then right as I was saying, "Are you gonna suck me off, Orlok?" you were this close to my face going.
Was I?
Yeah.
I love that.
And he mouthed, "Are you gonna suck me off for long?" as I was saying it.
I was so ready
and
for
it
that
was
line.
so funny.
I was so ready for that line.
It was so funny to have him being like, and then he was,
And I feel like that's not like a fourth wall breaking moment. I think those characters probably say those lines.
yeah, it's just
And,
kind of like,
That's what it
yeah,
was.
and
Yeah.
he's
That's
like,
what it
you know
was.
exactly what to say to turn me on.
Yeah.
Come on,
Say it.
say it.
he's like, come on, say it, say
Yeah.
it.
I was so ready for that line. Yeah. Such a good line.
He's really into it. No Sparta 2.
Good old
I didn't
time.
miss any of my lines.
was
Rehearsing
great.
today, I had a hard time with all those, and I was locked in. It was fine.
Yeah, I kind of missed like it's past your curfew, but I played
Barely.
it fine.
Yeah.
Barely, so noticeable. Noticeable.
But tiny.
Not only to us.
I got so wrapped. I guess sometimes get so wrapped in that initial moment that I forget that I have that line there. But
And I was like in my head, I was like formulating the line I would deliver to like cover
Yeah,
for that
yeah.
if it had to be edited, and then you delivered it, and I'm like, great.
great, I did what I was supposed to do.
Hold on, it wants me to start a new one. Hold on. Okay.
There she is. Yeah. And this Sparta 2 to me just like it went
Yeah.
through. It did what it was supposed to do.
I think the highlight for me was the extended sucking off.
Oh yeah.
God,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
long.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
Long
'cause,
suck off.
like, to me, also, like, I didn't do this on purpose. I think I probably did come in a little bit late, but I knew I wanted to like let you guys have a moment.
Thank you so
and,
much.
and I think that like what fun
Guys,
thing
I
happened.
just farted, FYI.
No.
All the viewers are gonna know.
Okay, if you're
So
watching
cute.
this, fart so you can smell along with us.
Fart in solidarity.
Hey guys, give this a thumbs up if you farted. when you
Smash
farted.
that like button and fart your butt off.
Yeah, comment fart below.
Comment and say, I'm farting along with you guys.
Yeah.
But in a way, it's like we made the audience feel the same way that the sun feels.
Grossed out.
Grossed out.
And a little bit
Yeah,
Yeah.
turned on.
a little
And a little
bit.
turned
A
on.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. I can't really remember many things from it other than that it just kind of it did its thing, and there were like moments where the audience would laugh at the voice that were fun, but everyone I've talked to about it was just like, we were so in. You could have drawn out Orlok's lines even longer. We were just following this story. It wasn't a sketch, it was
Right.
a story.
Yeah.
And we went a narrative. But it was really cool.
We should write a 10-episode season.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys remember forever ago I was like, we should do an hour-long Big Ol' Mess show that's like surrounded
Yes.
by a sitcom.
Yeah.
We like kind of did that for a tiny little show.
Tiny little show.
Aw.
I gotta
Kind
pee.
of.
I'll be right back.
Go piss, girl.
You can keep going.
No, we want to hear your piss.
Oh, okay. I'll try to make it extra loud.
Leave the door open.
Okay.
I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave.
The door open.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
You getting it?
Yeah.
Wait, room tone?
Huh? Did you get all that?
Who's texting you?
No.
Did you get all that?
Oh yeah.
It was Macy. Macy is home safe.
Yay.
Yeah, I those Rocket 2 did the job. It was so fun and good, and but hardly had like the high highs I think of the other sketches. But I don't think it really was ever going to.
No.
But it was great, and didn't feel like it definitely didn't bring anything down. It was just
Nope.
like cool. Like this is the second beat of this runner, and we're along for the ride. We get the story now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we go to bingo. Bingo, 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 boing.
I think bingo went as good as it could have
Oh my
gone.
god.
Oh my god, absolutely.
So good.
That's even an understatement.
Balls scattered everywhere. You lost the piece. Like that's
Yeah.
such a big part of it that like was so funny.
Multiple people really truly believed it was an accident for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is so
Huge.
so funny to me that was probably the most explosive destruction of that bingo cage I've had.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Like the pieces of the cage and the balls went everywhere so perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that people thought that was like an accident,
People were really
like
like-
how the fuck could that have happened on accident? You know,
Yeah.
like I'm not like calling them stupid, but it is like it happened in the most perfect, intentionally comical way.
yeah.
And the fact
You
that
made it so natural. You really did.
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
Diving around, seeing you dive and like push them
Oh.
out further.
You should have seen Dan just like his body slithering across the floor like a salamander. Truly incredible.
Yeah, it was fun. It felt like I was playing in a ball pit that was barely filled. You know, like
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
scattered, and I'm just like trying to reach and
Oh,
push them around, play with them.
So funny, all the people in the audience trying to like kick the ball
I know.
back to
know.
the
And they're
center.
just bouncing all around.
People were like collecting, like some had like a handful for me to grab, and I'm just like, like I was like trying to make it a fully silent sketch, but like I murmured a few thank you.
Yeah.
It's like thanks. It was so nice. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
great.
I had people come up to me and be like, I loved when you went up your skirt. It was crazy. I was like, thank you.
People were like, I saw you avoid the tampon.
They were.
Like throw the panties, sniff, throw the tampon. Whoa, and people were like, that's an underrated moment from the show. It's when the tampon gets thrown and you avoid it.
Which like,
You're like,
Isaiah,
thank
I
you
think
so
said that.
much.
Yeah.
I do love that bit because it is such like a like as itself of me just struggling to get all the balls. I think like could stand on its own, but then
Me
like
too.
it was so big ol' mess to be like, oh, and then what if there's like this like so intentional absurdist joke of
Yeah.
like grabbing all these string things from under your skirt as I search
Yeah,
for the
just-
ball.
Yeah, throwing something into the sketch.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it didn't like help build the world we were in. It didn't like it wasn't part of like a 3-part structure of like this and that. Like within
Yeah.
it, we had like bits, but it was like I did that, and then it was like that was inconsequential to the rest of what was happening.
Yeah.
We just like threw it in as like a little detour, and then we were back on the main road.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is really fun.
Someone came up to me tonight and was like, you know, I know you guys are really nice, and you know, in my head I just know you as these people who are like incredibly kind. And then they were like, but to see your show tonight, I was like, oh cool, they're kind of like that and a little bit nasty. And I was like, yeah, for sure.
Oh,
And they were
nasty.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gross.
they were like, you kind of had a horny, dirty, nasty show, and it made me like you even more.
Yeah, Bethany was like, you
They were
guys
like,
are
'cause you're
so
so nice,
horny.
but you're so horny. Yeah, I got that compliment from somebody else, and they were just like, yeah, it's like you're so kind, but then it was like, oh, you did kind of a dirty
yeah,
show.
Every sketch had a pretty high horniness to it.
Which I didn't think of.
I didn't
In
think
my
that- oh,
mind,
yeah,
this
but
is
it
our
did.
cleanest
Yeah.
show we've ever done.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's a big ol' mess effect.
And just like we were talking about, with bingo could have been so unhorny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we kind of made it horny by me going up your skirt.
Yeah, Yeah, and the collecting a bunch and then having the time to do the re-fall and scatter a bunch, and like one landed on your head and hit you in the head.
Really?
Yeah, someone told me that afterwards. Like, yeah, one, I think, I forget who it was, but it doesn't matter. Sean, I think. Sean, it just like came back and just like it, like you fell and scattered a bunch of bingo balls and one landed on your head.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it was just
That one I can't wait to watch back. on video.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we didn't know that Dan was gonna do it because like we don't know where we are in time. I hope he does it. I hope there's time because like if we have to cut that, then
that's
okay.
Yeah.
And when he did it, it's such a big laugh. Like thank God we
Yes.
didn't cut it.
I know.
Yeah.
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 That was a highlight for me because that was truly like I was telling them before the show because that's the second to last sketch, and then the last sketch feels so easy. It's just us two.
Yeah.
So
But real quick before we do that sketch, we didn't talk about telepathy.
Oh, yeah.
Telepathy.
Telepathy. We didn't talk about telepathy.
Yeah, into intro. So second sketch is intro into telepathy, and we kind of
we talked about intro.
we talked about intro, but we talked about telepathy.
Yeah.
How like
People said that was their favorite sketch.
so many
That's
people.
that's
The one we
hilarious.
spent the least amount of time writing or caring about.
Yeah.
It was just like, here's an idea.
and truly came from like us hanging out before we even got to like business. We're
Yeah.
just like chatting, and then there was like a lull in conversation. I think Connor was like, "All right, how about this?"
Yeah. What if we just like gave a sketch to the audience telepathically, and then we're like, haha, wait a second,
and we're like, "No, okay, this could be fun."
yeah, and it crushed.
It did.
It was so funny. Katie dying.
I
and-
died, and they spit on me so much. I thought they dumped water on me.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
we?
Yeah, you guys spit on me. I got wet.
I also spit on you during Nosferatu 2, where when I was talking to you, and I don't think you were on stage
I had
yet.
more
No.
spit on me
So-
during telepathy.
So I like spit like a lot out of my mouth accidentally,
Yeah.
and it was obvious, and I could see in the light, and then I just like
Oh.
paused for a
Oh
second
my
and
god,
wiped
something
my
crazy
mouth.
that happened during Nosferatu 1.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm kidding.
Something crazy that happened during Nosferatu 1 is when you came out and were talking on stage, steam was coming out of your mouth like it was cold. And you had hot stuff coming out of your mouth.
Whoa.
I was watching like, the first time it happened, I was like, I imagined it, and then it happened 3 more times.
My
And you had
mouth
like
be
hot breath
Hot
coming
mouth.
out that I could
My
see.
mouth be hot. My mouth be hot.
That's all.
But in Nosferatu 2, I like spit, and I was like, the whole audience saw. I have to address it, and I just like paused and wiped my mouth, and to the applause of the audience, okay, that's improv training for you.
They loved
But I love
it.
those little moments of like
Yeah.
noticing we did something wrong and
It's a
like-
spitty show.
spitty show. But then back to telepathy.
I'm on the ground, I'm dead. I'm soaked with water on my face.
We're giving
To the point that I was like,
CPR.
there's something happening.
To the tempo of the song, that joke worked. You know, getting the defibrillator, just yelling at the audience. The audience manager was such a good player because he was like,
Yeah.
just game to be like, what did you do? And I think we really like leaned into like singling out the audience member, and that was so fun.
And I feel like because we like singled him out for like not laughing, but I feel like his response was exactly what we actually wanted, which was just like pure shock of like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they had to like call him out and be like, you have to laugh, and he was like, ha 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 ha, and we're like, yeah.
It's great.
It was so fun. A
Yeah.
little video afterwards. Yeah.
I know. I like didn't even clock to hear how the video did.
Yeah, because we were just getting
Oh,
ready
yeah.
for dating game, I guess.
So that'll be fun to look back on the video.
Yeah. But yeah, the Nosferatu 3, like you said, it was just like, well, okay, there is a moment in there that I really want to talk about. So I walk in, you know, like, you have to, like, can I come in? You start talking, and I say, like, no. And before I can say you have to let me in, the whole audience just, like, laughs at the concept.
It was
of course
awesome.
you need to invite the vampire
It was like a really fun, like rolling laughter. Like a
Yes.
couple people got it immediately. They're like, okay, so we invited in, and I think like that made other people be like, oh, and it was just like building and
Yeah. didn't even need to deliver the line.
Yeah.
Like
It's awesome.
we could cut the line from the show because the people will understand the joke.
Yeah.
It was huge.
It's almost like when we do it in the future, cut the line unless need
there's
to,
no-
unless we need-
Exactly,
unless they
like
don't get
almost
and
have
then
it as
we
an
have-
optional line where it's
Yeah.
like you can leave it silent, or if you're like, oh, they're not laughing, then you can put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked. And then someone, it was Steven from The Responsible Adults, which, fuck yeah, we got to share a show with them. Such beautiful people that we got to meet last year at Portland. We knew Steven from Maple Daddies, but it was a different group that he's in, and it was just like, we met them last year, and then not even a year later, we're sharing a show with them.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I love that it was just a sweet ending to the story.
I know.
I just love that it was a sweet, nice ending. It was just like, yeah, Count Orlok is just trying to be a good dad.
It's so
He just
sweet.
wants to be a cute, nice. He's just doing his best. He's not great, but he's just like figuring it out. Like, I just want to love you, son, and
Yeah.
it's just sweet.
And like I think it was him that said this, maybe someone else, but like not only to end the story on a sweet note, but end the entire show on a sweet
Yeah.
note of like
Yeah.
like a lot of sketch groups will like plan their like biggest laugh sketch or their like messiest, most like
Yeah, crazy
sketch for
yeah.
the end, because like that makes sense, like end on a huge note, but
Yeah.
then like for us to be like, no, like we got all the big laughs and now we're gonna end on this note of
On
like,
this sweet thing.
hey, have you thought about family and
Yeah.
acceptance?
Hey,
Yeah.
be a dad today.
Yeah,
Be a dad today.
Yeah.
That's the message we gave.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
a dad
Be
today.
a
Real
dad
nice.
today.
Be a bad today.
Be a dad today.
Be a dad today. But then and then I think that just helped the last punchline, because we're like,
Yeah.
it's still a comedy show, so people are like, oh, this is a sweet moment, and then you end on that punchline,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
that gets this big deserved
Huge.
laugh.
Yeah.
Deserved. It was.
It was.
Yeah, and then that laugh hits, and then the pop when they realized that was the end of the show.
Yes.
Just to be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, that was
Like,
Yeah.
like to feel that moment of like, that's the last line, big laugh, big ol' mess theme song is playing, Katie runs out, and the whole audience is like, oh, it's the end of the show, and like such a big pop, bigger than I could have expected.
Me
Like that
too.
felt so like, oh yeah, we did it, we crushed. Like
Yeah.
it felt very much like we did a great show, and the whole time it felt like a great show, but like,
Yes.
it very well could have just been like, we got a normal end of show applause. Like, yeah, you
Yeah.
finished your show, good job.
Yep.
But that last line happens, Katie jumps out, like, we're standing in line to bow, and we got such a big pop from that, and that was so cool to be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, what felt good that whole time wasn't just us, like, it felt good because they
yeah.
Was
felt it
good.
too, and it was like, yeah, that was a really good show.
Yeah.
For me, it was so fun to like, before the show, when it's within our block, we went seconds. The first team was going, so we weren't really allowed to be like in the backstage during their show. We like waited outside in the alley, and we're just kind of like nervous energy, like talking about like, hey, like we got this, like we know our lines, we know our everything, and even if we fuck up, like we're gonna have fun with it, and it'll be okay. And just have like that like pit in your stomach of like
Looking
not
at
like
rats.
looking at
I
rats
love
go up and down
them.
the stairs.
So many rats.
So many rats running up the stairs.
And then to have Joanne like open the door, our stage hand or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call
Yeah.
her, she was so helpful and
Stage
like,
manager.
stage manager, and she was like, all right, like you guys can come on in, and we were like getting our stuff moved together, and it was like great, we're good, we do our show, it goes like as we all planned.
Yep.
and more. And then to like step back out into that alleyway felt like such like a
yes.
like nervous going in, let's do this, enter, and then like all a whir, and then we leave, we like step out into the alleyway, like nerves gone,
Yeah.
but it
30 minutes have passed.
yeah 30 minutes have passed, but like excitement replaced it,
Yeah.
and just made
Yes.
like, fuck, okay, we did it.
Yeah.
And like,
And now I'm a
any-
different person.
and we're a different person.
Yeah.
Yeah, two different the like opening that door like of like the stress of like, because it was kind of stressful backstage,
It
honestly.
was.
Yeah, like
It
even
really
during
to get
the
all the
show,
props where they needed
it
to
felt
be.
very tight. I mean, like
3 teams setting up all at the same time. Felt crazy.
Yeah, and this is, it was just a circumstance of running a tight show at a small backstage. And
They did great.
They did a fucking awesome job. Yeah, but it was just like the kind of like the necessary circumstance of
Yep.
that. Of just
Quick turnover between
quick,
shows.
Really quick.
Yeah, and they did-
Unbelievable.
honestly, amazing how tight those turnarounds
I
are.
can't
Yeah.
believe it. Yeah.
But like it was just like that stress of like we opened that door of like, okay, we gotta get ready and we gotta make sure our stuff's in together. And is the microphone there? And it's like, do we have all this stuff? And like they're wrapping up and we're gonna go on right after that. And then we were running and the whole show happened and we're like, this is my prop, and like we're okay, the other show's going on. We gotta move all our props and all that stress, and then like so to enter into that and stress and doing a show and like focus and fun, but all of it, and then you leave and it's just like an exit,
Yeah.
like the dichotomy of those two moments
Yeah.
are just so drastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were like kicked out of the backstage as quickly as we entered because the
Yeah.
next show was about to happen. So
Yeah.
it felt very much like just like a movie montage of like, we ready? Let's do this.
Yes.
And then we finish and we're like, we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it felt amazing. And yeah, like I can like look back on that show and be like, okay, we
I'm getting another battery. Keep going.
we had the show, we rehearsed it, we did it, and again, like with this team that we're so comfortable and used to like fucking up and then rolling with it and having fun with it, we like didn't need that as much, but we still had fun discovery moments. And then to leave and be like, everyone loved it, it was fun, we had fun, and it's done, and yeah, now we just get to enjoy the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so many wonderful, nice people coming up and just being like,
Yeah.
what a great show. Like, it was the guy in the Mumby, the Mumby costume. Oh, I heard him say this to you and then said it separately to me. It was like, that show was A+. Like, it was just like...
Jordan,
show,
I think it's
Jordan,
name
it was Jordan. Yeah, he just kept like really raving about it. And it was just like, that was an A+ show. And that's just such a sweet thing to hear.
It's also so sweet to, so like our show is done and we were like trying to reorganize all of our props back in the lobby, and I'm like, I know I'm missing so many bingo balls. And like I'm like trying to look at the live stream, like there's got to be like 10 still out there. Like I want to be a good steward. I will go once they clear the house. I'm gonna go and like finish cleaning up, collect the balls and everything. And then as I'm waiting for everyone to leave and come out of the theater, like 7 people
It's so
hand
sweet.
me 1 or 2 balls. They're like, I think this is yours, and I'm like, oh my god, thank you.
Yeah, so people just handing out bingo balls.
Yeah, they're like, I kept this for you. I'm like,
Aw.
Yeah, and Josh from Philly was like, I would have totally just like kept one of those as like,
yeah, which I'm
a
sure
souvenir.
I hope people did.
That'd be so
you know?
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the bingo ball from the sketch. I hope somebody did
Yeah,
that.
like I can buy more. That's easy. But and then even like there was a piece of the bingo ball cage that was like so necessary for if we were to do this again that I would need, and I kept thinking like I gotta find that piece. And I think his name's Nathan. He's performing in a group on Saturday. He like came up with it. He's like, I think this is yours. And I'm like, you have no idea how much you saved my ass.
Yes.
It's like, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and I just want to shout out Mom and Dad, Fred and Terry, coming all the way from Cape May to DC, and then hanging out at the bar afterwards and just staying till
Shutting the place
the
down.
bar closed. That was crazy. And just hanging out with Macy, my mom, talked for like 4 hours.
Seriously.
straight. Cam and my dad hung out singing the Canadian national anthem. My dad just
It was
my
so
dad got on
cute.
stage on the show before us and was singing on stage with one of the
Sean.
with Sean. Yeah. And that was so crazy and cool and just so wonderful that they came out and we're just hanging out, and they're gonna take us to breakfast tomorrow.
Thanks.
Thanks. So, yeah.
Sweeties.
Sweeties.
Closing words?
Great fest. Congrats, DC Sketchfest. This is so fun, so wonderful. Great group of people, great shows, but great community.
And
Yeah.
we're only halfway through.
I know.
And the next 2
we have
nights
so much
are
more fun.
Friday, Saturday, where there's gonna be even more people,
Huge.
more hanging out, more
Yeah.
festivities.
I know.
Yeah.
It'll be so fun tomorrow to just like have a fun, nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Special. Festivals are the best thing in the
Festival.
world.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you said